Nashville when he plays Minecraft. That's Joe Hughes. That's Joe Hughes.
Folks say to be the very best, you gotta travel across the land. But I'm happy here at pretty good, just out walking with my friends. So you can fly from coast to coast for all the antics events. But my destiny's here in Tennessee, my Pokedex in hand. You run your laps chasing lickitung in Providence, and you arc your throws for Electabuzz in St. Louis. But when you're lost in Boston seeking Pokestops, boo-hoo, we'll all still be spinning them up on Rocket Top. It's true. Well, you can race to catch 'em all and fall flat on your face. We'll hatch our Togepi's here in Tennessee at our own predestined pace. We don't need Tanglers from Los Angeles. If you're there chasing Charizard, you're making your life way too hard. Clutching garlic, pounding pavement down Ventura Boulevard. We don't need Nidoqueens from down New Orleans. I hate to rain on solo you, but parades need a willing crew. All those squirtles on St. Charles saw you wandering and withdrew. Well, you can race to catch 'em all and fall flat on your face. We'll hatch our Togepi's here in Tennessee at our own predestined pace. We don't need Lapras from Minneapolis or Polipers from Mississippi's. There's enough Weedles on Monteagle. We could evolve a swarm of Beedrill. There's enough Snubble down to Shovel. We could team Sled with Grumble. We don't need Oregon from out in Oregon or any Pikachus from up in Massachusetts. Sorry, Professor Oklahoma, we'll raid gyms in Tullahoma. Sorry, Pokecoin Palooka, we'll hatch on hikes in Chattanooga. Well, you can race to catch 'em all and fall flat on your face. We'll hatch our Togepi's here in Tennessee at our own predestined pace. Well, you can race to catch 'em all and fall flat on your face. We'll hatch our Togepi's here in Tennessee at our own predestined pace. The summer is past, but your days keep growing longer. There's no wind in your sails, but the storm's blowing stronger. Walking hard, standing tall, keeping your head up through it all. Fighting fires, spinning plates. Goodness, how did it get so late? Lay your head down and dream. Lay your head down and lay your head down and dream. Lay your head down and just let your mind flow downstream. Sprawled out in a moonbeam. Lay your head down and dream. Joe Hills is filmed before a live streaming audience.
That's us. Howdy, y'all. Joe Hills here, recording as I always do in Nashville, Tennessee. And tonight, y'all are my live streaming audience. Welcome. Wait, is this the turn? Did we miss our turn? Mesa. Mesa and desert. That's where we're going. That's where we're heading. That would have been a little bit more melodic, maybe. Whatever. Either way, it's me, Joe Hills from Nashville, Tennessee. We are currently setting up tonight's stream. We need to go get a bunch of sand from this sand biome here. Mahi0 says, feeling better, Joe. You know, it's not that I was feeling... Well, I mean, I was feeling rough the first day or two. Yesterday, I was just still exhausted and kind of recovering. So it's like, there's a difference between, like, I feel sick and I feel tired. And yesterday, I was just kind of feeling tired. Today, I'm still a little tired. But, like, honestly, I'm always so far behind on my rest that it's hard to say, like, at a certain point, like, I don't know. So I'm feeling definitely better than I was the last few days. But thank you for asking, Mahi0. Let's see. Yep, I'm down here in slot 7. The way that we do tips on this stream, every time we hit a $20 tip-in milestone, the face camera will expand. And tips are appreciated via paypal.me/JoeHills, as well as YouTube Super Chat. Here we go. I'll post those links. The Masked Royal says, in his best Korean voice, "Would you like some sand?" Nailed it. Can I say Pogés? I don't have a good French accent either. I can't really do a good Korean or a good Frenchman. But I tried, Joseph de Jesus. I tried. Hey, congratulations on getting your first, shot today, Jay Reagan. That is indeed one step closer to immunity. So, the Daedric Helmet says, I have to say your way of doing face cameras is the most creative I've ever seen. Thank you. I try to be a creative person, and sometimes I succeed. It's pleasant when I do. Cam Brown says, thanks for moving the portal where I suggested, Joe. You know, I do what I can, Cam. Joseph de Jesus says, I did a good John. Thank you. I don't know what that means. Or a good Job. Hey, I do an excellent Job impression. They're illusions, Michael. No, Michael. That wasn't one of my tricks. It was an illusion! I do a great Job. Thank you. That's one of the few impressions I can nail. Badger Spanner writes, so many dad jokes. Sorry for missing that, Master Royal. Okay. I've made a huge mistake. Okay. So we are currently gathering some sand because we need to make glass, and sand is one of the best ingredients for glass on the server. The other is kelp. I figure between all the sand and all the kelp, we'll be able to make some decent glass. I'm optimistic, but I'm always a glass half-cooked kind of guy. I don't really have that figured out. I don't write these jokes in advance. For jokes, I do write in advance, and by which I mean, like, in advance, I actually sit there and I write it and then post it 5 seconds later. But, like, I at least think about it for a second before I hit send, whereas with the stream and stuff, it's just like, here's my mouth, it's going, vroom, 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 zoom, 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 zoom. What are other automatopoeias for fast talking to people with a lot of cameras? Skype, 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 Skype. Can I speak another language? Well, they taught Fortran in high school. Fortran 77 in particular. But I mean, I didn't retain much of it. Okay, so the Three Wolfsketeer says, Joe, I heard HermitCraft is making hermits help hermits on Mondays. That is a standing Monday stream where any hermit who is available, which is not all of us or the same ones every week, but whoever happens to be available that Monday at 2 p.m. U.S. Central Time, and I don't care what that is in other time zones because I'm a very selfish person, like, get together and help each other with big projects. Like, we helped Tango with his big Among Us game last week. Before that, we helped Ren, we helped me get my ship worked on. It's been a pretty good thing. Yeah, I was very sad to see that Jessica Walters passed away. She has done some incredible work, and she's one of those people, like, you know, sometimes when, you know, she was definitely up there in years. She had an incredibly long career, and sometimes when somebody who did great things 30 or 40 years ago passes away, you're just like, well, you know, they did some great stuff, but it was their time, you know, they were in their decline, whatever. Jessica Walters was not in her decline. The stuff that she made in the last year is just as good, if not better, than the stuff she made 10 years ago. She's been doing incredible work for decades, and she had no sign of letting up. Like, it is her passing was truly before her time. Yeah, I am a fan of Archer. That's I think they did a pretty good job with that show. Okay. So, let's make sure we didn't miss any PayPal tips. Good. But yeah, let's see. Yeah, Jessica Walters was amazing. ZZZ triple ZZZZ. I feel like, oh yeah. So, I got annoyed earlier, and this isn't even a good joke, but sometimes on Twitter, I just want to make fun of people. I got annoyed by people tweeting about how, like, you know, if you've been streaming every day, like, if you've been streaming every day since COVID hit, you know, you need to be prepared, like, psychologically for your numbers to go down when COVID's over. You know, don't let that be, like, an impact on your self-worth. And it's like, okay, I'm exactly the target audience for this tweet, except there's a few assumptions that I don't like. I don't like that you assume that I look at the viewer numbers at all, because, for one thing, I don't, because it would make me crazy. And two, I will be absolutely thrilled if people don't want to watch my stream on Friday and Saturday nights because they're going out and doing amazing stuff with their friends. I will be thrilled if streaming at Saturday at noon doesn't make as much sense anymore because people can see their families. I'll adjust my streaming schedule accordingly so that people can live the best lives that they have not been able to live. It's one of those things like, I want to see evidence that society is healing. Show me civilization clawing its way back to being able to enjoy each other's presences. Like, that is, like, people can't let everything be about them all the time. So, of course, I took personal insult about this, picking everything about me all the time, and then posted this really stupid Lilies of the Field thing. It's not even a good parody of the original Bible verse because it doesn't really mirror the structure of the surrounding verses if I thought it through better, I could have had, like, the entire, like, Sermon on the Mount adapted, and I think that would have been funnier, but, like, when I was just, like, rage subtweeting. I was like, nope. I'm not gonna. I do not have time to go pull up the entire Sermon on the Mount and parody it at this moment. When I am, I was gonna say between calls. I wasn't even between calls. I was like waiting for somebody to like go refill their drink. But anyway, yeah. Let's see. Where did we leave the bed that was over here? I think it's up on top of this one. Okay, that's dun 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 dun. Wait, did I miss it? I thought I was heading right toward it, but I like glanced at the chat and then I came back. Okay, there's the bed. Oh, Camo the Koala says, I didn't know you were on Twitter, so I followed. Oh, thank you. What's all the sand for? Cooking. We're gonna do glass for some of the interior of the boat. I think it's gonna look pretty cool. Okay. So, of course, where I was, there was still sand to gather, and I kind of wasn't paying great attention there. But you know what? This is a great place to gather sand. Nobody else is mining this. So we can just Capital 10 says, "Hey, good looking, what you got cooking?" To which I reply, "Ne kawa iko cha nani ga sakuli maska." Okay. How to say sorry in German? Ich weiß nicht. Okay. Don't come in here promoting other channels and asking the same questions repeatedly. Next problem. Yeah, it's like, there was somebody who was like, kept posting the same question, and I was like, I need to time that guy out, but I don't want to stop mining this sand. And then he promoted some other YouTuber that I don't know, and I'm like, oh, well, now he's done two things wrong. I could just ban him and not have to deal with this in 10 minutes. Next problem. Yay! Okay. Moderating is one of the most fun parts of the stream. Okay. Yeah, you gotta cook sand if you want to get if you really want to get the nutrients. No, the actual way to say sorry in German is Alouette, jonte alouette, alouette, jonte bloomeray, jonte bloomeray lete, jonte bloomeray lete, lete, alouette, alouette, oh. So yeah, if you ever like accidentally bump into a German person, just do that, and they'll be cool. Okay. I don't get a time skip level of joy banning everyone. Just that particular person was spamming particularly weird questions anyway. So it's just like, this I just saved myself a lot of hassle. I'm in the hot bar. I put the hot bar in slot 7. Everyone's like, Joe, your face is so heavenly. You're like an angel without wings. Oh, wait there on your back. They've got mending and unbreaking. Oh, wow. You know, and then I'm just like, yeah, I'm okay. Okay, so how are we doing actually on stacks of sand? We could afford a few more. Hello, Galaxy Gamerman. Welcome to the stream. Okay, yeah, so don't come in here trying to promote other groups with your submarine advertising. Like, that's the thing, is like, people try to market things by being like, hey, what is your opinion of this new shoe by this famous brand? And it's like, You're just trying to get streamers to talk about this famous brand because you're getting paid. And if you're not getting paid, you're stealing someone's job. So, like, don't just roll in here asking my opinion about things from, like, they're not paying me to advertise. If they want me to talk about them, they can come pay me. The other thing is I'm also exceptionally ignorant about, like, all sorts of modern stuff, so I'm just going to look dumb if I try and talk about it anyway. Okay. So. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, 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 boom. Okay, so how much sand do we have? Like, I want to think that this is enough sand, but no matter how much sand I ever gather, we've never gotten to the end of the season and been like, well, now we have too much sand. But for the project we're working on tonight, we might have enough sand. Willkommen, Michael Ward. Already enjoy your breakfast, Mayflowers. Okay. Turtle Shin says, Joe, are you interested in neuroscience? I mean, as much as I'm interested in anything. Like, I'm a broadly curious person. You know, I know a little bit about neuroscience. I mean, I know, like, if you were going to, like, design or replicate a human body from scratch and you were building a nervous system, you need to make sure to myelinate the axons, otherwise the nerve signals won't be fast enough. You know, stuff like that. But, like, you know, I took some courses that covered the basics in college, but nothing too, like, advanced. Let's see here. Hey, thank you very much to Casey for the first tip of the stream, who says, thank you for all you do. My kids and I watch your videos and live streams from Tucson, AZ. That's short for Arizona. So thank you, Casey and family, for that first 5. That puts us 15 away from the first face camera expansion of the stream. Okay. So, let's go ahead and take the sand and let's go. Have I ever gotten advertising offers? Yes, but they're always insultingly low. They're always like, how would you like $35 and a sample of our product? And I'm just like, that's not worth it to me. And they're like, well, bigger YouTubers than you would be very happy for $35. And I'm like, well, bigger YouTubers than me aren't juggling 2 jobs. You know, like, I don't work this hard to have to take $35 from you to promote your terrible product. Like, I don't know, maybe I'm just going to be happy with my decisions and not ashamed. So, you know, that sort of thing. Turtleshin says, I'm an unemployed neuroscientist. Well, good luck with that. Dahlia says, $35? That's seriously awful. Well, here's the thing, though, is a lot of times they're like, well, we'll just multiply your viewers by $5 each. Oh, you have 7,000 viewers or whatever on your latest YouTube video, so, yeah, $35. Something stupid. Yeah. Well, who's the hardest hermit to impersonate when you read their signs? I don't know. Probably false? I don't know. Because the thing is, like, I can't do a good Cleo. And, like, I just can't do... I can't do a good British voice at all, but trying to do a feminine British voice is not ideal. VidMC says, Joe, I love how your little web camera is on the glass in your hotbar. Well, you know, it will only be like that until we get our next $15 worth of tips, because the way it works is every time we hit a $20 tipping milestone, the face camera gets bigger. And I didn't really put an upper limit on that because I like money. You know, that's something I used to be ashamed of, but now that I'm a single parent and this is my job, I kind of just have to accept that I have to ask for money. The Chic Your Booty says, wait, what's the ship's name? Oh, the name of this ship is Joseph's Amazing Technicolor Dreamboat. But I wrote HermitCraft. So on the Ever Given, the name of the shipping company is painted on the side, which is Evergreen. And so, even though it's my ship, it's on the HermitCraft server. So I decided to put HermitCraft on there. Vivre Chapeau says it looks kind of stuck. Yeah, funny thing, Matt. Okay. So, let's go down here. And our furnace situation is not exactly what I would call the best at the moment. But we can go ahead and bundle some of this up. We don't have a hopper that feeds fuel into the back either. That's kind of a known problem with the current setup. Hey, thank you though, Connor2 for the 15, who says, money! Exclamation point! Woo! Thank you though, Connor2 for helping us evenly hit our first face camera expansion target of the night. Here we go. Please direct your attention down here to slot 7, where I'm about to say, howdy y'all, Grow Hills here, expanded as I always do in Nashville, Tennessee. Do-do-do-do-do, do-do-do-do-do-do-do. I'm just gonna flip that green screen into my offhand so I can properly chroma key my tank top like a professional YouTuber. Hey, looks like we got a tip via PayPal as well from Simon for 5, who says, celebrating the end of my tax season by finally staying up to catch a stream live. Well, thank you very much, Simon, for that. I appreciate you celebrating here with me on the HermitCraft live stream. So, thank you. Yeah, capital X, also, please read the rules. Don't yell in all caps. That's an easy timeout. Okay. But yes, thank you, Simon, for the 5. That puts us 15 away from the next face camera expansion. Joseph de Jesus says, wish I could donate. Yeah, no worries. And Sawyer Kettler says the same. No worries. The folks who are in a different place in their lives than you are, the folks who can donate, keep the show free for everybody else. Guilt-free. Y'all don't have to... Here's the thing, is I don't need every single person in the whole world who watches the show to be able to contribute financially. And, in fact, when I was paying off my educational debt, which took me a decade, I was unable to support a lot of the people who made stuff for free on the internet whose work I loved. But that work helped keep me sane while I just toiled trying to claw my way out of educational debt. And so this is one way that I can kind of give back to people, or give back to allow others to enjoy stuff for free on the internet that I make. Now, I do need to not starve, and that's where the people who are kind of a little bit in a better place than me in life financially are able to help me do that. But yeah, that does not mean that you should feel bad about where you are in life if you can't, because I was there too. So, no worries. Okay. So, it will probably cook a little bit faster, I'm realizing, if we distribute some of this sand into these other smelters. Helter smelter in a... Wait, no, that's wrong. Helter skelter in another smelter. Hold on. Helter skelter in another smelter. The blocks of coal and the sand something. I didn't prepare for this. Jay Reagan, thank you for the 5, who says, well, even if you don't need it from everyone, I'm always happy to send a little bit along. Well, thank you very much, Jay Reagan. That puts us 10 away from our next face camera expansion. Appreciate it. Okay. So we're just going to let that cook for a minute. We didn't light the furnace. It was always smelting. since, I don't know. I didn't rhyme zone this. Astral Funeral says, as someone who's currently in college with my graduation date affected by COVID to the scale of 2+ years and already swimming in debt, I can say Joe is definitely to me what those artists were for him. What a guy. Well, thank you very much, Astral Funeral. I'm glad to hear that I can help in some small way. And, you know, now that I'm in a better place in my life, I do try to buy merch and stuff from the folks who helped get me to this point. And I try to, you know, in some ways, amplify their works. You know, you might hear me talking some about Evan Dom or Chris Straub occasionally, or the Children's Hour of Knowledge guys who did the laser guided meditation. Like, you know, and there's a bunch of other people too that I'll occasionally be like posted about on Twitter and stuff. But yeah, it's kind of nice to be at a point where it's like I can do something that is not nothing. But yeah. But like, yeah, I, for a long time, that was it. The best I could do was like volunteer at Webcomics Weekend to like help people set up tables and carry chairs and bring people water. Like, because yeah, we didn't have YouTube and stuff when I was starting out. It was online comics and blog posts that helped me stay sane. Oh yeah, podcasts. We had podcasts at least. Those were new. So, okay. They would have to get their payment under the law. Okay, yeah. It was always smelting while the sand was melting. There we go. Pluto the Lagon says, Joe, why is the stream sign setting up still up? You know, a lot of people ask that. So I got this musical thing. We'll just play that.
PM, the usual streaming setup. Turn on the lights, make sure they're bright and gleam. Title, tweet, pour water, tank top, and chroma. OBS seems all set, so I click start the streaming, so I'll pause, fold in, and open VLC. I'll play 2 songs before, lay your head down and dream. I'll say that's us to y'all, Joe Hills from Tennessee. Full testing, when will my stream begin?
I'm so dizzy now, I'm gonna fall.
After how the its items and chest tools break in. Pickaxe went poof while talking to you professional Minecrafter here, there's no mistaking. So I'll click crafting quick anvil time and pick that
I'll replace the books in random chests with care. I'll tour my winery.
I'm sure
There's blocks somewhere. And I'll hush and hush and hush and hush chat swear. Getting closer to recording. Folks keep asking and asking and asking and asking, when will my stream begin?
Seriously, y'all, I need to record this next episode I've been working toward. I can't edit without footage, no. Once I'm all geared up, maybe we can start the show.
So there we go. We can remove that setting up stream now sign. Also, thank you to Scott Good for tipping 15. That puts us $5 past our next face camera expansion target. Scott Good writes, here you go, Joe. Help me spend some of my money. Well, thank you very much. I'll put that... I don't have any problem helping you spend that money. I've got health insurance due. I've got rent due. We're going to get that money in the hands of the corporations that stop me from losing my home and medical coverage. So, thank you very much, Scott. Here we go. It's time to expand. Oh my gosh, my hair is so bad now. Joe. Do. This is why you don't headbang during the stream. Oh my gosh. Okay. So thank you very much, Scott, for that. once again, putting us 15 away from the next face camera expansion. And it looks like we got a PayPal tip here as well from Cody. Thank you very much, Cody, for the $20 tip. That's going to put us $5 past our next face camera expansion target. So here we go. Where's the mouse? There it is. Expand. See, my hair looks nice now. I'm having fun tonight. Thanks for hanging out with me, y'all. And whoa, another alert here. 10 just rolled in from Owen. Thank you very much, Owen. That puts us 5 away from the next face camera expansion. See? 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Target. So, cool. Thank you, Owen. Emojo. I'm always emotional. Lit and Relax says, you bring so much joy. I'm so glad. You know, that's the thing, is I think that there's a lot of joy everywhere, but sometimes we're just kind of too distracted to realize it, you know? So I just try to be like, look, there's some joy. Laugh. It's happy time. It's like, it was always happy time. But sometimes you just need somebody to point at it and go, ah! Like, that's what the Muppets do. They waggle their arms and you're like, it is possible to be happy. I knew that, but I just wasn't ready to accept it at the moment. So, okay. La da da da. Do 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 do. Vickman Photography says tonight's Joe is surprisingly positive. I'm sorry that that's surprising. I would like to be positive every night, but I accept that a lot of times I am maybe too tired. Are you going to change the Joe Hills on the other side to HermitCraft? Probably not, because I don't have enough iron, but also, like, almost nobody's going to be approaching the boat from that side, so I don't think it's a real problem. Okay, so here's the thing. Is if I go too deep with the blocks here versus if I have an air block. So okay. I kind of think that it'll look better with the 2 blocks of white. Now, technically, I could put a slightly different color underneath, but I'm not sure. Astral Funeral says, Joe, is this 1-to-1 scale? No, this is 2/5 scale. I was originally going to do it 1-to-1 scale, but you wouldn't be able to render the front of the boat from the back of the boat and vice versa. So it just wouldn't look right in Minecraft. At 400 meters is too big for a horizontal build in Minecraft. Maybe Joe Hulls would be better. I don't know. Super Crisp says, wow, that was creepy. You looked me in the eyes. I looked in your eyes tonight. It must have really creeped out your head. I looked into your eyes tonight. Oh no, you're startled instead. Kennard Inbound, rating with a party of 5. Welcome to my weird messing with people looking straight into the webcam thing. Somebody was just commenting on the webcam and I was messing with them. But you got to see it too, so you're welcome, or I'm sorry. No, I'm just kidding. I never apologize. Actually, I apologize all the time, whether I should or not. It's questionable how much I should do about that. Okay, I don't know why you're posting stock tickers, but don't be giving people stock tips in here. Can I also play guitar? No. I have a very small guitar that I was hoping to have some time to learn some chords on for like doing goofy stream stuff, but it turns out that the coronavirus has just eaten a lot of my time because we're doing the virtual school thing, and so like practicing musical instruments isn't one of those disruptive things that teachers don't like parents to do. Maybe change the bottom to like orange. I don't know. I'm kind of liking this. I feel like, did I ever put the flashcards for it in the studio? I think so. Maybe not. If I did, NJ, I did such a bad job at it that I don't know where they are. I thought that this was them, but this is something else. What is this? Oh, this is a bag of notebooks. Well, that's good. I have my notebooks, at least. This bag looks very similar to the flashcard bag, so I thought that I had set the flashcard bag down here. But no, this is a bunch of waterproof notebooks I got and some other notebooks. So, yeah, okay, well, those are good to have. Not for playing music at the moment, but whatever. Okay. Though Connor 2, tips 5, who says, I get screamed at by my kids when I practice piano during school hours. To be fair, it is Rachmaninoff. Well, thank you very much. Though Connor 2, that puts us evenly at our next face camera expansion target. So here we go. It's time to expand. And let's see. Bum ba da bum 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 ba da bum. I know that's not the right person, but welcome to Joe looking through random stuff on the shelf next to him during the stream. We got some raiders. Welcome all raiders. Hope you enjoy whatever I'm doing. Dun dun dun. Dun. I mean, I think that the way that this is kind of put together, this will look cool. Because what I'm planning on doing is having 2 levels of glass. This level at the very bottom of the ship here, and then a additional level of glass, like up inside the container area. So like there'll be like rooms inside of the container boxes. Inside of these nodes. So like there would be a room up here that'll have a floor that's like even with where this black is right now. And then there'll be a room up here as well. And then there'll be a room up here. So there'll be 3 rooms like this with floors, but then there'll also be the lower floor replacing the water. So right now we're doing like the lower floor. And there'll be like stairwells or something that connect the lower floor to the upper floors. This is not how the interior of the ship is in real life. This is something I'm doing. Because in the real life, you can't just walk between the boxes or the shipping crates, right? So, yeah. Hey, also, we just got a tip for 10 from Garcia. Thank you very much, Garcia, who says, tipping as I always do from Shanghai, China. Not really. First tip, haha. Well, Shay Garcia, thank you very much. That puts us 10 away from the next face camera expansion and the entrance of the Jost. So let's see. What were we doing? Putting some glass in, making some flooring down in the keel. La da 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 da. One thing I like about putting glass down here is that mobs won't spawn on it either. What am I gonna put in the ship? Information. The only thing truly worth carrying. And then lodging into the banks of the Suez Canal. Just kidding. There's lots of stuff that's worth carrying and launching into the banks of the Suez Canal. One thing that's great about this location, though, is we're actually close enough to those smelters that they might be done smelting. Is this a glass bottom boat? Well, technically not really. It's more like a glass ballast boat. Okay. What? 1 stack? Ooh. Wow. Okay. This is maybe not the best plan that I've had. Okay. So, let's get 4 more stacks of sand and some other stuff. Gage White tips 10 and says, howdy from Logan, West Virginia. Joe, how are you doing? Keep up the great work. Well, Gage, you just filled that abacus. So we are going to get a little bit more supernatural up in here. Y'all have seen how that money goes straight to my head with each face camera expansion. But now, like Jacob Marley, these chains I forged in life are about to begin pulling me down to the deep below. Enter the Joust. Bum, 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 bum. That's going to bring us to 90% Joe opacity. At this point, each additional face camera expansion target we hit will not only have the camera get bigger, but also slightly easier to see through. Though Connor1 tips 5, who says, information, is that a prisoner's reference? The prisoner reference. No, thank you, though. That puts us 15 away from the next face camera expansion. There's a short story by my friend Leonard Richardson called The 4 Kinds of Cargo. And in some ways, it's kind of a reference to that. Although information is actually one of the kinds of cargo you don't want to carry for obvious reasons. Let's see. Yeah. Okay. So let me link this to you here. Oh, wait. Oh. Dang it. That link accidentally includes... Let's remove that message. That link accidentally included a hyperlink to part of the... It highlighted a certain line, which I didn't mean to. Here we go. Yeah. But yeah, so The 4 Kinds of Cargo is a short story about smugglers in space, whose boss basically watched a bunch of shows like some people might be familiar with space westerns. Basically, the premise is that some rich kid bought a smuggling ship and decided that they wanted to try to be a like noble space western style smuggler, and to everyone's surprise, they everything keeps going surprisingly well for them, and the crew thinks it's super obnoxious that the captain keeps trying to be this noble, enlightened smuggler, but it's also the only crew where you get paid an equal share, and so they're like making way more money than they would otherwise, but they're constantly face palming at the captain's decisions. It's pretty good. Anyway, yeah. So one of the kinds of cargo is information. Is a very long way to get. Yeah. My brain. Let me see if I can find the particular... The 3rd kind of cargo is information. Do not carry this. Information couriers look glamorous because they don't live long enough for their clothes to go out of style. Something will go wrong. The sender will suspect you of keeping secret copies for resale. The recipient will accuse you of modifying the message in transit. The authorities will show up, and you won't be able to prove you don't have whatever world-cracking secrets they're looking for. So yeah, that's the passage from The Four Kinds of Cargo by Leonard Richardson about smuggling information. But anyway, bum ba da bum bum ba da bum ba da bum. Why are we carrying green dye? At what point did I decide that was what I really wanted to put in my inventory today? Okay. So, for some reason my mustache is doing something weird too. It's fine. Did we make enough white dye? No, we didn't. Okay, cool. This will hold us over for a little bit. I got it out of the furnace. Oh, that's right. There was extra cactus cooking in the furnace. Good point. Thank you. I feel less flighty now because I was like, why would I put that there? Okay, and make sure we didn't. Cool. Everything is set up there properly. I've got that stuck in my head because they used it in For All Mankind, the new show about the space race. Well, it's not super new. It's on season 2. Oh, yeah, I found out that the stadium where they filmed Ted Lasso is actually a real stadium in London. I was super worried it would be like in the middle of nowhere because not that I'm going to London anytime soon, but I would like to go to London at some point in the next few years. And I really wanted to go to the Field of Dreamfield 2 summers ago. And my family, I was trying to get my brothers and maybe my dad to come up because we all would watch Field of Dreams as that was a movie that the whole family loved. And I was like, we should go to this field. And everybody's like, I don't really want to do that this year. Nobody had a problem with the idea, but they were all like, can we maybe do it next year? And I'm like, no, what if it's not there next year? And they're like, Joe, you're being silly. You're upset about the divorce and you're worried that everything is temporary and can be yanked out from you at any moment. But the Field of Dreams field is going to be just as available to visit in 2020 as it is in 2019. It's not. You can't do that anymore. So I'm like, I want to visit the field from Ted Lasso. And apparently it's in London, and I probably can actually go there at some point, hopefully before they bulldoze it or turn it back into corn. So that was something exciting I learned today, is that it's a real place. I was worried they might have Star Wars'd it. It's like, what? That's not a real stadium. That's all green screen. Okay, so dun 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 dun. Do what? I think we're gonna need a bigger furnace. Wow. Okay. Yeah. This glass is not going very far. We have a ton of furnaces. We have a ton of fuel. We should just probably upgrade our smelter. Vajura says, did something permanently happen to the Field of Dreams, or is it just precautions we're working with currently? It's hard to tell at this point, but it's basically they closed because of COVID, and it's not clear if they're going to open again. Some places are like, hey, we're reopening as soon as it's safe, and it's radio silence. Or at least last I checked. I would love it if they reopened. So. I don't just want to see a Field of Dreams. I want to go to the one from the movie. It's a film of great renown here in the States. You know us, the United States, if there's one thing we like, it's baseball, and if there's another, it's Lawrence Fishburne being mean to the guy from Waterworld. Is that the same guy? Yeah, it's the same guy. The guy from Waterworld. It's also not Lawrence Fishburne. Oh my god, I'm so tired. It's James Earl Jones. I was watching this thing about Event Horizon earlier, so I had Lawrence Fishburne in my head. Because he was one of the main guys in Event Horizon. I would feel worse about this if I didn't also forget Kevin Costner's name. Oh, boy. Yeah, okay, so that's the thing. When I say I'm not tired, maybe I'm not... That doesn't mean I'm not experiencing the impact of sleep deprivation. Yeah, no, so I was watching this thing about Event Horizon, and it just got stuck in my head. But, okay. If I look at chests long enough, this stuff will cook. But that doesn't fix my furnace problem directly. Because what we have right now is a throughput issue. Now, there is like a big old box of furnaces here. Here we got more furnaces. Okay, so I think what we're gonna do is we're gonna put all this into here right now, and then we'll grab a bunch more of the sand and the furnaces we do have, as well as we got these blocks of coal here. Yeah, let's grab like half of this. That seems fair. And what I really need though are hoppers. And to get more hoppers, I need more iron and I need more chests. Never mind, we got 31 here. We'll be fine. If I'm late, don't wait. Go on without me. I may tarry a while. 'Cause I need to know before I go what makes the devil smile. Do 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 do. Jacob's golden ladder gets slippery at the top, and many a late unlucky saint has made that long, long drop. If I'm late, don't wait. Go on without me. I may tarry a while. I need to know before I go what makes the devil smile. Do 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 do. Dang it. Okay, so then we come up here, we go. Somebody told me sand will turn to glass. Maybe this will pass. Da 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 da. Okay, so then we need to do a row of hoppers back here. Possibly. It might be wise to break these up into... Well, okay, so let's go ahead and let's prime every hopper gets 64 sand. Or not hopper. Every furnace gets 64 sand to start. We're going to get these out here. We don't need that. Bum, bum, bum. Bum, bum, bum. Bum, 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 bum. Bum, 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 bum. Bum, 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 bum. Do, 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 do. Okay, so now we've got, if we put 2 in each, I guess. Yeah, that kind of works. Okay. And then we need to feed a few blocks of coal. So let's see, if we got 8 of these, let's just split this 4 times, I guess. Yeah. Okay, so this is not actually the best way to do this, but you know what? It's fine. For what we're trying to do, it'll be okay. So then we'll go ahead and put 3 of these in. 3 of these in. We're probably over micromanaging this to some degree. But, 3, 3, 3, 3, BD. Okay. Hey, welcome, Broken. Glad you could join us this evening. Okay. What is my thoughts on the proposal to upgrade the Nashville Fairgrounds Speedway? I think it's good if they use the Speedway as a speedway, as long as they don't shut out the other things the fairgrounds is for. I actually have a lot more concern about them putting in a separate soccer stadium, because the folks who bought that soccer team have, like, so much money. And also, Major League Soccer, if they want to set up in Nashville, should just, like, set up in, like, we have a stadium. Use our existing stadium. Don't bulldoze our fairgrounds where they do stuff. But, I don't know. Okay, and somehow I'm missing stuff here. Okay, so very little left out of that, but okay. I think I'm gonna just take the rest of this sand with me, because this is way too slow. Did I put some stuff in here while I was doing this? Yes, I did. Okay, cool. I feel better about that. I was like, didn't I have some sand at least? We didn't. We lay down. Yeah, we don't need a separate soccer pitch. Oh, the face camera is how the streamer shows their emotions, and I have a lot of emotions. This is my ennui. One day I hope to practice it in Paris. Le baguette. Le avion. Le Cirque du Soleil. Le Cirque du Soleil. See? It's a really great contribution to the stream. Okay, so we're gonna feed the other stuff in here. Bum ba dum bum 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 bum. Okay. What's my opinion on cheesesteaks? I like cheesesteaks. They're yummy. I forget where it was. Let me check my notes from my last Philly trip. But one of my friends from Philly recommended that we go to a particular cheesesteak shop. Dang it. Maybe I don't have this written down. That would... Well, whatever. I tried. Okay, next problem. But yeah, last time I was in Philly, there was one cheesesteak place that we went to on a friend's recommendation, and it was pretty good. But I don't know the name of it. It was over kind of near the Ben Franklin house. Or not the Franklin house, the Franklin workshop. Okay. It wasn't Pat's or Gino's. It wasn't one of the big two. It was the one that was like near. Sheik says, is my memory lying to you, or do I remember you saying weighted blankets are pointless? No, I don't have an opinion on weighted blankets. Like, but that doesn't mean they don't work for other people. Is cheesesteak a Nashville thing? No, somebody from Philadelphia wants to know if I like cheesesteak, and I do. I get it every time that I come to PAX Unplugged, which this year is going to be held in December in Philadelphia, and I'm really looking forward to doing that. Bum 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 ba da 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 dun. Blocks I place to fill the ship. Dun da 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 dun. Okay. Yeah, I'm trying to remember details about that cheesesteak place. It had kind of let's see. One thing about it is it had an upstairs eating area. Like we ordered, like we stood in a line downstairs, paid at the register, and then went upstairs to eat. But it was a place that had been there for like decades. It was really good. This ship is really long, and we are not making as much progress as I really thought this would go faster. I'm hoping with the smelter, though. I mean, we've wasted a lot of time getting the sand and making the glass. I guess worst case, though, too, I can always go through and just mine out a bunch of this glass and be like, bad experiment, but... Well, we got a ton of it now. It should be fine. Okay. No, cheesesteaks are not originally from Nashville. Okay. I don't know where they're from, but they're not from Nashville. REP says Jim Steaks has a line around the corner and upstairs seating. Let me check the map. Maps.google.com. Because I know where it was in relation to the convention center, kind of. That might be it. No, well, not the one on North 62nd. Let me just try searching for cheesesteaks on Google Maps and then scrolling to roughly where we were. Okay, so where's the convention center? Convention center was... Oh, wait, is it Jim's South... Oh, yeah, the Jim's South Street might be it. Let me check the pictures inside. This looks really familiar. Yeah, I think this is it. I don't like that sound. Did y'all hear that? Yeah, Jim's... I think Jim's Steaks on South Street was the one. Yeah. Yeah, this place has great cheesesteaks. This is where we went when we went to PAX Unplugged last time. Yeah, my friend Lee, who is really cool. NJ, put on my list that I need to have Lee as a guest on the show. She was an animator for Garfield and Friends, and she went to school in Philly and recommended this place. And she's really cool and does all sorts of cool art stuff. And I always forget. The one thing is I need to get clearance from our former employer because of like non-compete clauses. I guess if I don't hire her, if she's just coming on as an unpaid guest, I don't think I have to get clearance for it. But sometimes like doing stuff with people I used to work with gets weird because of contract stuff. Thank you, Lee. Or sorry, not thank you, Lee. Thank you, NJ. Thank you, NJ, for writing down Lee. Oh my god, I am tired. I don't feel tired, but I'm making tired mistakes. You know what I mean? So far, I've forgotten the names of Kevin Costner, James Earl Jones, and NJ Coffee Junkie in the last 20 minutes. Oh, boy. But yeah, this Jim's Steaks place was just fantastic. It was definitely worth the walk from the convention center. Maybe get a bed inside the boat. No. No. How long have I played HermitCraft for? I've been online about 70 minutes. Have a good night, Rachel Drake. Okay. Yeah, so I spent 3 hours today watching a live stream by Manu Smith, who is the incredibly talented host of Mystery Pinball Theater 3000. He was doing a tech stream where he was just showing the behind the scenes and under the hood stuff of the new version of his stream overlay software, which is incredibly sophisticated compared to what I do. So if any of y'all have like seen Mystery Pinball Theater 3000 when I rated on Friday nights, like, yeah, this was a 3-hour under the hood piece by piece like thing where Manu stepped through all this stuff, and it was super detail oriented. I'm not familiar enough with the Leorin board to really be able to implement some of that stuff immediately, but some of the stuff he was showing off with what he does with OBS alone, he's using the new release candidate of OBS, version 27. I'm still on 26. Apparently there's some cool stuff you can do with transitions in the upcoming version, and I learned some stuff about that. So yeah, seriously, y'all, if I raid him again some Friday night, definitely check him out, because like, honestly, like, I don't know that I could pay somebody to teach me as much stuff about under the hood streaming software as he shared in that stream today. So Mahi Zero says, I saw your tweet about that, but I was working, couldn't take a look. Well, you know, if you're not actually streaming yourself, all that, like, sorry, my throat. Let me. Yeah, sorry. If you aren't actually streaming yourself, I don't know how much you would have really been able to get out of 3 hours of intense under the hood programming and configuration stuff. But so don't feel bad if you missed it. But I'm gonna be able to get something out, or I was able to get something out of it, and I've got it. It was too late in the day for me to install a new version of OBS, knowing I have a stream tonight. But I've got some fun stuff to work on in the next week or so as a result of that, and even some stuff like in the longer term. But yeah, so very, very smart, very, very cool guy. And like, I'm realizing the pinball streamers, because pinball is a vertical game that only takes up like a third or a quarter of the stream, they have to get so innovative with their overlays in order to kind of fill the space. And it's just kind of encouraging this really out of the box thinking that we don't see a lot of in the Minecraft world. So, yeah. It's good stuff. Like, I'm learning so much by watching people streaming other games and doing radically different things with a lot of the same technology, but just because their challenges are different with how they present their streams, their solutions are really out there compared to how I think. And it's good. It's the sort of thing, like when you're an artist, you want to be challenged and you need to see how other people are doing things, you know? Okay. Dahlia says, do you have any examples of what you're talking about, Joe? Well, so he's built an entire streaming game show version of the Mystery Science Theater 3000 theater, where he can play a video and then have people from the chat, like the first 4 people that respond when he has like an alert go up, are contestants who are making jokes about whatever's on screen, and which is called riffing in the Mystery Science Theater world. So he's got this thing where you would say, hey, or where he would say, if you want to compete, you have to type credit now. And then the first 4 people who type that, not only do their names show up at the top of the overlay, but also he downloads a version of their Twitch icon, which in my case is like my face where I'm looking off in the distance, and then has it pixelate so it looks like a light bright board, which is how a DMD display on a pinball machine displays things. So it like pixelates it in this pinball style and puts a score underneath your name next to your icon for the first 4 people who say that. And then the show starts that we're supposed to make fun of. And as the different 4 contestants make jokes, the jokes appear in speech bubbles as an overlay. And then the rest of the chat can vote on which jokes they think are funniest. And the different riffers get points that go up in the... So he's got an active scoreboard with faces from your Twitch profile, your Twitch name, or whatever. He's got a score tracking system. When the clip ends, like, because he might show 15 minutes of a movie and then go back to playing pinball. Because, like, in the show Mystery Science Theater 3000, they would do these, like... They would hang out in the ship, and then they'd watch a movie, then they hang out in the ship... Or I guess it's the satellite of love. So maybe it's not a ship, it's a satellite. Core concept. He plays pinball. People compete to make fun of movies. He plays pinball. People compete to make fun of movies. And his people competing to make fun of movie stuff is incredibly well thought out. And yeah. I need to cough again. Sorry. So anyway, yeah. So anyway, Mystery Pinball Theater 3000. I've rated him. The guy who runs it, his name is Manu Smith. He is brilliant, and I've rated him a few weeks in a row now. I usually try not to raid the same people every week, but like this is what I go watch on Friday nights when I'm done with my stream because it is the funniest thing on Twitch, and it's also incredibly technologically innovative. Like I cannot say enough nice things about this stream. Like. And there's a lot of cool ideas in there for audience participation and stuff that maybe doesn't necessarily work with all of my HermitCraft things, but like I could incorporate that in other things or other ways, and like the pieces of what he's doing could be reassembled in a way that could be cool for my stream occasionally. So yeah, I'm just trying to learn and try and keep pushing the medium forward, you know? Because, like, what we're doing here is pretty experimental on the whole. Like, streaming is in its infancy. It's a relatively young medium, and I want to keep finding ways to push limits where I can. Now, not every stream has to be some absurd limit-pushing, weird performance art thing I say with my face being giant, but you know, to some degree I let y'all opt into that by tipping, but you know, having certain nights where we do stuff that has more interactivity in really cool ways is something that I want to look into, and so, you know, yeah, I don't know. Like I said, I spent 3 hours just watching him work on his project. He live streamed the behind the scenes, him kind of doing a last pass on some of the code he's going to deploy tomorrow night. And so I'm definitely rating him tomorrow night because I'm going to watch that stream. And I hope some of y'all join me for it. We're talking about Manu Smith from Mystery Pinball Theater 3000. You know what? Let me go ahead. I'm just going to put a shout out to him in here so y'all can follow. Oh no, don't look at the Enderman while I'm trying to link somebody. Mystery Pinball Theater, MPT3K. Mute site so we don't accidentally. Yeah. And he does seem to have a VOD of him showing the technical stream, but like I said, if you are not a streamer and you try and watch this technical stream VOD, you're going to be like, this is kind of overwhelming. And honestly, it's not him being hilarious and running a funny show. It's him building the tools to make the hilarious, funny show. So, yeah, if check out what he puts together tomorrow night when we read him. I do still watch Manta Derail. Yeah, we're in touch. Right now, because of the move and a bunch of other like had to pay quarterly taxes stuff, I haven't been bringing a lot of paid guests on the show. But I loved having Manta on for the really fun build contest / musical thing we did. I guess that might have been, that must have been last year. Definitely planning on having Manta back. He was a great guest. He is a excellent showman, and I'm a big fan of Manta. But yeah, it's just kind of one of those things where, from a money standpoint, doing a lot of guests right around the move wasn't really super viable. But I'm looking at it, and I think that next month over the summer we're looking a lot better on stuff like that, having more guests back on. Okay. Good evening, Alexiasaurus Rex. Glad you could join us. Okay. Looks like we just got a tip via PayPal from Josh, who tips 20 and says, "Push the limits!" Boom. Thank you very much, Josh. Here we go. It's time to wait, where is it? There it is. Expand juice. Lowering that Joe Pasty now to 80%. Also, Josh, thank you so much. You also tipped last night, right when I was ending the stream, and it didn't go through until after I had already cut the signal. But I did receive that, and I did appreciate it. At least I hope that was you and not some other Josh. In which case, some other Josh is like, "What about mine? I tipped right at the end of the stream." Let me go check that real quick. Now I feel dumb. It was you. It was you. You said, "Thanks for the inspiring interview. It was great to hear. Learned a few life tips throughout the talk. Thanks." That was a really fun interview with Quinn. I'm sorry that I was so exhausted. I was kind of dead by the end of it. I think I managed to cross the finish line okay. But like as soon as we wrapped up, I was like, okay. But yeah, that second Moderna shot is no joke. Firefox, I'm doing well. Thank you for asking. And that puts us... Oh, yeah, I forgot to say. That puts us 15 away from the next face camera expansion. Josh says, "Nah, don't be sorry. I get it. I've been beat all week from work." Yeah. That's just the thing, though, you know, like, it's like, you know, at least if I'm going to be tired, it's because I made choices that are, you know, getting me somewhere, you know, like going out of my way to get the vaccine a few, like 6 or 7 weeks ago so that I could get the second shot now is paying off. But like, yeah. So yeah, no, it's one of those things like, you know, if you're going to be exhausted from something, being exhausted from work, you know, not the worst one. Okay. Like Doctor says, "Hey Joe, can you make the face cam smaller? I just joined the stream and it's hard to see the gameplay." Well, the face camera gets larger every time we hit a $20 tipping milestone, and then it resets at 6 a.m. Punxsutawney, Pennsylvania time, because in this house, we follow Groundhog Day rules. So if you just stick around, 6 a.m. Punxsutawney, Pennsylvania time, the camera will reset. I might not be streaming at that point, though, so you might only see it get bigger. But if you come back at the beginning of the stream tomorrow, it'll be smaller again. Also, in terms of gameplay, you are not missing anything. We are looking at a floor, okay? Like, if you're depending on this for visual entertainment, like, oh... I'm sorry, like, maybe get out, like, something to crochet, because, yeah, the gameplay here is not yeah. We're putting glass in a boat. I'm sorry, that's what we're doing tonight. Yeah, the gameplay is riveting. Yeah, the face camera resets on Punxsutawney time because we follow Groundhog Day rules. It's pretty simple stuff. Okay. Thank you, Queen Dark Lady. Okay. Oh, one thing I'm really excited about that I didn't get the chance to talk about yesterday because we had Quinn on, and I just got sidetracked, is Tennessee Game Days has announced its October event. Or maybe I did talk about this. I was just so tired I don't remember talking about this. Did I talk about Tennessee Game Days? But yeah, hotels are now available for Tennessee Game Days 2021, October 1st through 3rd. Like, I've been going to this event for years. I posted a bunch of pictures of me there on Twitter. I feel like maybe I talked about this, but maybe I only talked about this on Twitter. But, like, let me find the tweets at least. Boom, 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 boom. Yep. Okay, so there's a whole thread of me trying to get this roller coaster game to work from 2018. Basically, they have a huge board gaming library, and people sit around and play games for 3 days. It's really chill. It's not one of those conventions that has like huge board game vendors competing or anything. It's a chill local event. But yeah, if any of y'all are in the Tennessee area and looking for something fun to do, good evening. If y'all are in the Tennessee area and looking for something fun to do, Loopy says you mentioned that in your quarterly planning stream, right? That's the one you play pinball with your daughter. You're thinking of the Grand Ole Game Room. That one's on Halloween. Tennessee Game Days is October 1st through 3rd. So the thing is, I have every intention of attending Grand Ole Game Room, but they haven't put their tickets on sale or anything yet. Whereas Tennessee Game Days, I booked my hotel room. This is the first convention of the year that I have booked something. I paid money, so I have a room. Because even though the convention is pretty close to town, like I've got these digestive issues, and sometimes I get really tired after I eat, and so it's like, okay, if I eat lunch and then want to take a nap, it's better to just have a hotel room, versus like, what do you call it? Like, oh, well, maybe I'll drive home and then take a nap. But then it's like, I don't want to drive when I feel like uncontrollably tired. So it's like, well, should I just go sleep in my car? It's like, you know what kids love is sitting on their Game Boy while their dad sleeps in a hot car. That's not gonna fly, you know. So yeah. So I actually booked a room this year because it is a little bit outside of town. It's down in Franklin Marriott Cool Springs, which I don't really like Franklin especially much. Like, I kind of feel like at a certain point just live in Nashville. But it's fine. You know, it's one of those, like, hyper-local rivalries. But I'm willing to go to Franklin for Tennessee Game Days. That's how much I like Tennessee Game Days. There's not anything necessarily actually wrong with Franklin. It's just not Nashville. It's slightly outside. The one, the only. I'm glad you are enjoying the riveting glass block placement. Okay. Morning, Donna V. Okay. It's Nashville adjacent. Mahi Zero says, sounds like the Board Game Geek Con Dallas has. I think that's a lot bigger. The Board Game Geek is pretty huge. Like, Tennessee Game Days, I think they usually have about 800 people to 1,200. So it's like a big... It's not like one of those cons where you're like, oh, this is like the same, like, 80 people who have been coming for 30 years and no one else. It's bigger than that. But... I also, like, I used to work with some of the organizers, and they're pretty safety-conscious people, so I'm also pretty sure that, like, even if we still have to have some precautions in place, they'll manage it well. Yeah. Mahi Zero says, for Board Game Geek Con, my friends who live in Dallas still rent a hotel room so they don't have to drive back and forth all weekend. Yeah, I mean, driving across Dallas is rough, so yeah, I don't blame them. How is Joe instantly refilling his hotbar slot where the glass is? As long as you have more of something, you can middle click another block of it and it'll move out of your inventory. But I don't currently have more is the problem. So, let's see. Why are these ones still running? You know how I thought I had enough sand? I mean, I clearly don't. That was a little bit of the hubris. Hubris. It's fine. Okay, so in that case, let's fly back down here and grab whatever sand I actually did cook in here. Or not sand, glass. Okay. 1.5 more shulkers, says Lacocious. Yeah, that might be right. Might be right. You may be right. I may need shulkers. But it might just be an inventory I'm looking for. You could rip out the lower layers. In theory, yes, if I didn't also have to rip out the upper layers to get to it. So I'm kind of like, no, I don't want to do that. I did have that thought occur to me at one point, and then I was like, I mean, I guess if I kept swimming the whole way, but then we would refill it with water. Yeah. Hubris. It's fine. This is not an exceptionally large amount of glass. Let me make sure that these ones... Yeah, they cooked all the glass. They didn't just run out of fuel. Bunny Girl next door says, I bought a B plush from Target today. Lol, reminded me of the one above your bed. Ah, cool. Okay. Here we go. This is not going to go particularly far. Do I plan to have any other big builds like the Ever Given this season? Well, you know, I didn't even have the idea to build the Ever Given until like 2 days before I built it. So not having ideas doesn't mean that I'm not going to do them. But also maybe. I got my second COVID shot on Monday. So I've got about 10 more days, I guess, until I'm fully, what's considered fully activated or fully vaccinated. But the thing is, because my daughter is still going to be potentially vulnerable to it and, you know, could potentially be contagious if she got it and was relatively asymptomatic. You know, I'm going to be being careful. Gerald Ramosh says, can you turn off your webcam? It's really creepy. Oh, I did turn off my webcam. Do you want me to turn it back on? Well, let me see. Which layer is this? I actually don't know what it's pointed at. I hope it's not pointed at my taxes. Yeah, where's the other webcam? Oh my gosh, I have so many layers. Like, I saw a ton of stuff that Manu was doing, though, with his... Okay, there it is. Yeah, now the webcam's on. Hope you were ready for that. So, is this too creepy for you? So, okay. Does Asuma still have free sand in his base? I don't think so. Everybody always needs a lot of sand. Is that a soldering iron? No, that's a screwdriver. I was trying to fix one of the, like, the towel racks or whatever in the bathroom keep collapsing. It's like, it's fine. Like, this place is hundreds of dollars cheaper than my last apartment, and it accomplishes... like I said, I min-maxed the heck out of it. Which is a D&D term for, let's say, when you want to play, like, a really strong character, you put all your points into, like, hitting things, and no points into anything else, like perception or charisma or anything. So... this place is cheap, and it's in the area that we needed it to be, and so I just accept that the kitchen's gonna be tiny, and stuff is gonna fall off of things, and it's gonna be fine, and I'll buy my own place next year. It's fine. But yeah, so the towel racks just keep going down, and it's like, oh my gosh, like, it's fine. It's gonna be fine. Just... Okay. So. Okay. Yeah, let's get the bones out of there. Put them in the bone barrel. Okay. Sean Jeffrey says this is spontaneity is one of the reasons I watch show and support his streams. Thank you. Appreciate it, Sean Jeffrey. Yeah, but if any of y'all do come to Tennessee Game Days or whatever, or are planning to attend, I'll be posting on Twitter. Like, I'm gonna have some times throughout the weekend where folks can hang out and maybe play a game or two with me. So, yeah, it'll be cool. It's a very chill event. Oh, I totally did this wrong. Not into the lava. Chili Willy says, I feel as long as you're happy in your living situation, everything will be fine. Well, I didn't say that. I just said that, like, I made trade-offs that allow us to not run out of money. And will help us to be able to save for when we can afford our own place. Like, there's a difference between deferring happiness and being happy. I think the fundamental difference is time shifting. But, I don't know. But it works. Yeah, not running out of money makes me not miserable. So, but yeah, my old landlord was just jacking up the rent like crazy because they wanted to renovate, and it was just like, oh my gosh, can you not? And it's like, well, of course we can't evict anyone during the pandemic, but we can, encourage you to leave on your own. I am happy I don't live there anymore. That makes me happy. That's something. My daughter is happy because I optimized this place around things that would make her happy. So that's good. She's happy. So, like, I am glad that she's happy. But what I would like in the long term is to be able to afford a place where, like, I can experience happiness firsthand rather than, like, what was it? I don't know. Yeah. It's plausible that if I'm smart with money and save, we'll be able to afford a place that we're both happy with, rather than just me living through her. Because I feel like it's really unhealthy for parents to be like, well, I'm going to make myself miserable so that my kid is happy. Because then what if it turns out your kid is unhappy with the thing you sacrificed for? Because they're a child and can't accurately forecast their future happiness needs. Like, you gotta kind of find a balance there, right? So, vicariously. Thank you. Vicariously is the word. It's like, the Connor 2 says, or they feel pressured to act happy because they're aware of the sacrifice. Yeah, see, I don't want my kid to have that kind of, like, psychic debt, right? Like, I'm trying to find ways to do things. Like, she's aware that I am sacrificing for her, but, like, I don't want that to be a thing where she feels like she owes me. because that's like creates like an unhealthy dynamic with like that's how parents like try to tell their kids what to do for their whole lives, because it's like, well, don't you remember that when you were little I sacrificed so much? It's like, no man, I want you to live your own life. Like you don't need me dragging you down like that. Like so yeah, so it's one of those things like, even if I don't intend to guilt her or anything, like, you know, it's still not a healthy thing. I can't structure my life assuming that doing things this way forever is okay, right? Like, as a short term, like, okay, this divorce happened, and there were a lot of expenses, and COVID happened, and I couldn't do both of these jobs anymore at the same time, so I had to quit one of them, so we gotta be smart with money. Like, short term, like, we're responding to immediate crises, and yeah, we're both making some sacrifices. That's different from me being like, you know, I just resigned myself to the fact I'm going to be miserable until you go to college. It's like, what? Nobody wants that. No kid wants that. No, like, in the long term, you know, yeah, this year is going to be a little rough, but in the long term, you know, I'm setting myself up to apply for a mortgage, and, you know, we can move somewhere that's maybe more suitable for both of us. And, you know, it'll be good. But, you know, just for right now, I understand that that's... Like, there wasn't a lot of ways to... There weren't a lot of good ways to deal with all of the immediate problems and solve the long-term problems. So I'm just trying to put out the fires in front of me now, but in such a way that I'm prepared to pivot later. Don't yell in all caps there. Sean Jeffrey says, here in Australia, they enacted a rent freeze. My planned rent increase was delayed for about 15 months. See, that's exactly the sort of stuff that, like, our legislature should have done for us. They're like, we don't want people defaulting on their rent. And it's like, okay, well, I don't know, maybe put some common sense stuff in there. Okay. But yeah, I don't want my kid growing up resenting me because she thinks I resent her. That's no good, you know? So, okay. Casey says, I think parents sacrificing for their kids is normal, though. It's unhappy when the parents do the thing like you said and try and tell them they did it for the kid. Yeah. So that's the thing. It is impossible to love anyone and to demonstrate that love fully without giving things up from time to time. Sacrifice is just part of sharing a life with someone, is that just by the nature of physics and everything else in the world around us, the way things are structured, yeah, you're going to have to make sacrifices for the people you care about from time to time. What I'm saying is, you can't let that, like, become your identity, right? You have to be your own person, too. And, like, being the guy who's, like... Because this is a mistake that I think I made in my marriage, was that I put all my energy into supporting my ex in her PhD program, to the point where I was having, like, health problems as a result of it, because I was just pushing myself too hard. Like, and I really just, like, didn't have a strong sense of, like, what I was... Like, I was just, like, I'll figure out myself later. I'll worry about me later. And that's okay, but when you get to the point where you're, like, completely sleep deprived because you're juggling multiple jobs and also taking care of the kid, it's like, it wasn't healthy, the amount of energy that I was expending, and I wasn't able to see how dangerous it was. What if I got in a car accident because I couldn't concentrate? Like, you know, and I was... And that was one of the reasons that I tried to drive as little as possible and was, like, doing a lot of public transit and walking places, was because I was like, I can tell that it's not safe for me to sleep this little, work this much, and drive as well, you know? And so, like, you know, you got to kind of recognize where your limits are. I don't know. But yeah, like, ideally, you know, you make short-term sacrifices to try to create a better situation for everyone, right? So, you know, like, yeah, so you have a few, you know, like, I accept that, okay, there's going to be a few lean years here and there, and we'll, you know, try, but, like, during that time, I'm not resigned to the fact, like, oh, this is just how it's going to be forever. This is going to be how it is while I sort this out, you know? I'm in the process of getting the down payment together for the mortgage. I'm in the process of qualifying for the mortgage, which at this point they just need they need my 2021 tax return for my self-employment, or for my you know, small business ownership. So if I just run this business for another year, which is a pretty great business to be in, I get to make cool things for cool people and chat about it. Like, that's great. Like, I'm happy doing that. That I like. You know, like, I've got a process by which, okay, I might not be happy about everything right now. I might be making some sacrifices for my kid, but you know what? I've got certain things that I am doing that I enjoy and that I like this. And, you know, I'm setting us both up to have options in the future, you know, in a way where she won't have to worry that I resent her, you know. How old is my kid? 8. Joel De Silva says American people create a lot of debt. Yeah, mine was educational debt. But, you know. Is my kid watching the stream? No. She's asleep. I don't talk about this stuff on the stream she watches. Yes, I know what the national debt is. I know how to read Google, and also I took, you know, college-level courses on economics, and geopolitics, and political science, and history. It's fine. But the national debt is not relevant to me at this moment. That's someone else's problem at the moment. Okay. I think Nakamura is an hour behind on the chat. Or not, maybe not an hour, but he just saw the webcam switch to the screwdriver and the comb. Let's see. Yeah, there was a great joke in Daria where Daria's dad was reading the newspaper, and he's just like, can you believe this new stop sign they're putting in on 3rd is going to cost the city $1,800? And Daria goes, gee, Dad, you better not look at the national news. The new submarines are 3.2 million, or no, it might be, or 350 million. And the dad's like, $350 million for a submarine? What do they think I am? Made of money? It's like, I don't know. Daria's just such a fun show. Dun, 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 dun. How are we on storage? We're doing okay. Yeah, Daria is hilarious. I recommend Daria strongly. Oh, hey, Mr. Hardluck, thank you for the 5. Sorry, I'm so focused on everything else. That puts us 10 away from the next base camera expansion. Hard Luck says, "Howdy, Joe. It was great chatting with you and folks today. I'm glad you're almost as excited to come see me wrestle as I am to do it." Yeah, definitely, man. Let us know. I am looking for any excuse to get out of town for the weekend once it's safe to travel again. So yeah, if you are doing a event within driving radius of me, let me know, and then I'll also like post on Twitter and let people know. We'll do like a coffee shop meetup or something too, because that would be really cool. Because like honestly, it's one of those things where it's like every time I've been to Ohio, I've usually been just driving through, but you know, so it'd be cool to check out some. Okay. Where were we? Bedtime. That was not a good bed. Ow. Okay, we did it. We stuck the landing. Woo! Okay. But yeah, thank you, Dean Baker, also for reminding me. Because, yeah, I don't know why my brain... I'm tired. I do know why. I'm tired. These are sleep deprivation symptoms. But, actually, wait. It is almost... Let's go ahead and get back to the base. And we'll wrap the stream there. Mahi0 says, as a former Ohioan, just driving through Ohio is fine. That makes sense. Somewhere there's a tunnel that I want to go into. Okay. Mika Marie says the most exciting thing in Ohio is water park or a corn pit. What is a corn pit? Is that like a ball pit? Do they just fill something with corn 3 feet deep and you like lounge in it or play in it? Is it like a sandbox? Where's the giant corn palace? Oh, I've heard of the corn palace. There was something... The corn palace is in Leonard Richardson's newer book, which I thought I had here, but maybe I don't. But yeah, where there's this thing where every time someone comes from, when someone mentions they're from Earth, people are like, or like all the aliens are like, oh, I want to go to Earth. I want to see the corn palace. Like the aliens, that's like, in the same way that like whenever I travel anywhere and I'm like, I'm from Tennessee, they're like, oh, I love Jack Daniels. Like anytime somebody from Earth mentions to an alien where they're from, that's like the thing that the aliens have heard of is the corn palace. Situation normal. Thank you, Devin Krates. I was like, why do I know what the corn palace is? Oh yeah, it's because of all the excited aliens. Okay, so here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna go ahead and load up the sand before we call it a night, because that way if B-Dubs has or Doc load up these chunks, we still have sand to put in them. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then boop, right in the middle. Yay! So, okay. Yeah, let's go ahead and see who is streaming. Oh, you know what? It is. Is it Thursday? It is Thursday. Hey, the Hot Nudge people are doing Game of Thrones. So, you know what? Let's maybe raid some more pinball people, because that's the thing is, after I play Minecraft all day, like, I kind of just, or not all day, but like, I'm like, I want to watch pinball while I clean the kitchen. So here we go. We're gonna go ahead and raid Hot Nudge. They are playing the Game of Thrones pinball machine over here on twitch.tv. So I'm gonna post a actual link for all the YouTube folks. Y'all can say howdy, y'all. Joe Hills raid here. So until next time, y'all, this is Joe Hills from Nashville, Tennessee. Keep adventuring. Do 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 do.